number being on this whole thing?
No, I'm turning it on right now.
Yeah,
We will make sure that we review that entire video before it goes live.
doubt it, no, I think they would.
Okay, Heather, just in case,
What's that?
we'll review the entire video before it goes live this time.
Before it goes live, like it's streaming right now, like when it's on, it's
Okay.
streaming.
No, but it was all,
I've had it off,
yeah,
yeah.
that's all I see.
Are we good to
I'll
go?
check, but when it's on, it's streaming.
Usually it's me that's.
Now you guys are good.
Okay, we're gonna continue on with our agenda, and we are at item number 9.14, and that's the Association of Manitoba Municipalities, the June District resolutions, and I'm gonna turn it over to Deepak to walk us through those.
So there's a process that's been identified for the June District resolution, and one resolution has been put forward for council to review that can be put forward as our June District resolution. I also have later on in the agenda, rural municipality of St. Anne's has asked us to support their June District resolutions. There's 3 of those. 2 of them I think align directly with us, so I think it's well. So we'll cover this one first, which is the provincial drainage infrastructure resolution. And so whereas the province of Manitoba owns drainage infrastructure in numerous locations throughout the province of Manitoba, and whereas the province of Manitoba is responsible for the maintenance and upkeep of these drainage infrastructures, and whereas the lack of continuous maintenance of these drainage systems can lead to a backup or bottleneck of flowing waters, and whereas each municipality where provincial drainage infrastructure is located is dependent on these drainage infrastructure systems for the efficient and continuous operation of municipal drainage systems that flow into the provincial drainage infrastructures. Therefore, be it resolved that the government of Manitoba ensure that the provincially owned drainage infrastructure systems be continuously maintained and updated in a manner that allows for a continuous and efficient flow of spring runoff and rainwaters to flow from municipal drainage systems into and through provincial drainage systems.
Okay, can I have a mover? Councillor Spicer's moving, seconded by Councillor Corbis. Discussion, comment. Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. All those in favor, opposed, and that is carried. Okay, I have to flip back here.
The next is the Manitoba Good Roads Association, the 2024 annual competition.
Yes, and I guess the information has come out. Heather and I had a bit of a conversation the other day because I think we were thinking about perhaps what we did a couple of years ago. Maybe you can explain it, Heather. I'll let you explain that to council.
Well, what we do is we bring it to you guys to bring names forward. Public Works, I ask them to look when they're out and about. I never have them actually submit to anything. And then posting it on our social media and newsletter for self-nominating. If someone does self-nominate though, it comes back here for you guys to decide yes or no. Like I'll bring a list back of anyone who's put their names forward.
So the recommendation is to put it out on social media to ask people to self-nominate for the good roads in the various areas.
Yes, and I bumped into one lady the other day, and I will go up and have a look at her property, but I bumped into her actually twice. It was at Grand Marais when we went for that meeting, and they were starting to spruce up their yard, and she said, oh yeah, she said, you know, we spend a lot of time on our yard and everything, so I asked her to give me her name and her location, so I did get that today, so I'll definitely be going up to see her. She's in Lakeshore Heights, so, but, you know, to all of council, I mean, everybody's going in different directions. If you see any nice looking yards, whether it be farmyard or in town someplace, or even a cottage lot, submitted, and we'll see where it goes. Maybe we'll be lucky enough to get another award this or next spring, I guess it is. So, and again, Heather, that's a good idea to put it out for the people to self-nominate and let Public Works know. Again, I mean, if we're going to have somebody out there on a grass cutter, they may see something that we don't. So, anybody else have any questions or comments? Scott, do you have anything? You're good? Okay, so we can move on. The next item we dealt with already,
No,
so.
we have to consider the two resolutions that St. Anne sent. They sent 3, but you guys already passed.
Right, but I guess I was looking at 916 that we
Oh,
dealt with
sorry.
already,
Okay.
yeah.
Turn it into
916. Oh, we've got two different agendas. I'm looking at my screen here, so
Oh.
I apologize for that.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see it now.
Yeah. Okay, so now we are at 917, the RM of St. Anne, and there's a couple of resolutions that they asked that we support them, correct?
Thank you, Madam Mayor, yes. So what they've asked us to support are, one on resolution related to Crown lands, where they're related with the Reynolds Ponds, and the municipality has some concerns raised regarding the uncontrolled use of the Crown lands, and they'd like the province to start monitoring and controlling those. They requested the lobby of the province in coordination with the AMM and the watershed districts to address the ongoing uncontrolled improper use. So there's people camping, parking, doing things on Crown lands, and they'd like our support for that one. The second resolution is related with the province owns drainage infrastructure and some certifications that's similar to ours. Yeah. Is that exactly the same as ours?
Exactly the same.
Okay, so we passed that one. And the third one is by the municipal enforcement regulations. And this one is the request to lobby to review the municipal bylaw enforcement regulations as it pertains to maximum imposable fine under the authority of the municipality. We're able to raise those fines.
Go ahead, Councillor Bazarovich.
The first one there about Reynolds Ponds,
Yes.
do they want nobody in there, or they just want it policed?
They want the province to address the ongoing uncontrolled improper use of Crown lands, including the removal and enforcement of litter under the provincial legislation at the expense of the province rather than the municipal taxpayers.
They're
So
just
basically
looking
they're
for somebody
saying
to maintain.
Somebody maintains, monitors, because people are leaving garbage on these Crown lands and stuff.
Okay. Because Reynolds Ponds is a stock pond by the province, and it was even recognized in the fishing guide, and it's like, they're inviting people in there, so you would think that they would have Operation Cleanup or something in there. It's all stuff.
Go
It used to
ahead,
be in there, I didn't remember what it was.
go ahead, Councillor Spicer.
So I'm looking at the therefore be it resolved part,
Mm-hmm.
and that's any Crown land, right?
Yeah.
So would that cover the floodway? So maybe we should be supporting this.
Sure.
Okay,
So we've got two that we're supporting out of the three. Because the third one, we passed our own resolution. If you want to support it, we can still support it.
okay, so we're gonna support the first one, the Crown lands,
Second one is the one that we just passed,
right?
Please pass it.
and we could still support it if you like as council. And the third is related with bylaw enforcement and be able to impose more fines.
Could we support it saying that we've already passed it in council, using that?
You could just send them an email saying we've
Yeah, it'd
already.
be a co-sponsor, because once
Yeah,
it goes to AMM, they're gonna read both of them.
yeah.
Yeah, it'd be like a co-sponsor, so. Okay, do you have a resolution there then, Deepak?
Yes, we do. So. The Crown lands, whereas the Arm of St. Anne's has been impacted by ongoing improper use of Crown lands at various locations, including those known as Reynolds Pond, Fire Guard 13/13A, and the gravel pits on PR 302, 29-8 southeast and 19-7 southeast, among others. Whereas a municipality across Manitoba, various concerns are being raised regarding the uncontrolled use of Crown lands, and whereas the nature of the concerns include such examples as dangerous ATV use, camping, fires, littering, discharge of firearms, among others such as public use of intoxicating substances and brawling, requiring the need of RCMP involvement and leading to known deaths, and whereas Crown lands are ultra-vires of municipalities, and whereas the offenders are often from large urban centers looking for secluded and uncontrolled, unmonitored places to behave in a manner contrary to what is socially acceptable, whereas provincial authorities are seemingly refusing to act on the above concerns despite many requests to the provincial authorities to enforce these behaviors under provincial legislation, including the litter regulation under the Environmental Act, among others, and whereas when faced with these situations at Crown lands, municipalities reach out to the Department of Environment, Climate and Parks for assistance from the authority having jurisdiction, and municipalities are in turn being asked to enforce the matter under their littering bylaws despite Crown lands being ultra-vires. Therefore, be it resolved that the AMMB requested to lobby the province of Manitoba in coordination with the Association of Manitoba Watershed Districts to address the ongoing, uncontrolled, improper use of Crown lands, including the removal and enforcement of litter under the provincial legislation at the expense of province of Manitoba rather than the municipal taxpayers.
Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Corbett, second, please. Councillor Spicer, discussion. Okay, just a comment, like they're talking about, first of all, they're talking about their municipality and the lands that are in there, and then they, further on in the resolution, they're talking about all Crown lands. Does that make a difference?
No,
Not really?
not really, because the resolution itself is the therefore resolution. The whereas are the reasoning behind how they got there.
Okay. Okay, have a mover, have a seconder. If there's nothing else, I'll call the question. All those in favor, opposed, carried.
So the second one related to, it's already been taken out. Quick moving there, sorry.
What, I'm sorry,
Did you take it out already, or am I missing the resolution?
9.17.2 is what you read, the second one.
Yeah,
It's there, isn't it?
Yeah.
yeah, but the other one was there too before. Okay.
It's,
Whereas Section 2 of the Municipal Bylaw Enforcement Regulation MR 116-2016, being a regulation of the Municipal Bylaw Enforcement Act, CCSM CM 245, states that the maximum administrative penalty to a municipality may impose for a designated bylaw contravention is $1,000. And whereas the Municipal Bylaw Enforcement Regulations has been in effect since August 8, 2016 with no inflationary increases to this maximum allowable penalty, and whereas the Consumer Price Index rose by 7.8% in 2022 in Manitoba following years of increasing range from 0.05% to 3.3% as per the Manitoba Bureau of Statistics. And whereas bylaws established under the authority of the Provincial Offences Act are not restricted to this $1,000 maximum fine for identical offences, and whereas municipalities must bear the increasing cost of providing bylaw enforcement services at the expense of taxpayers at large when amounts cannot be fully recovered through fines, be it resolved that the Manitoba Association of Municipalities be requested to lobby the province of Manitoba to review the Municipal Bylaw Enforcement Regulations, Section 2, as it pertains to a maximum imposable fine imposed under the authority of the Municipal Bylaw Enforcement Act.
Okay, can I have a mover, please? Councillor Corbett, Councillor Belanger, seconds. Any further discussion? Go ahead.
Sorry, no, I'm sorry.
No.
Let's get ready to vote, sorry.
You're voting? Okay. Got a mover, got a seconder. Call for the vote. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay. Legal Community Club event permit, is that where we're at?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
Lebo Community Club is attempting to get proper permitting to turn a portion of their green space into beer gardens for their July 6th Summerfest. And they need the RM's approval to be able to do this. Lebo's is hosting the Summerfest on July 6th and is trying to get a liquor permit to create the beer gardens in this portion of the space. The Liquor Gaming and Cannabis Association is asking them to get the RM's approval to do so. And so Summerfest is a fundraiser, and the funding is for the bathroom remodel project and the community center. And they are planning to follow all guidelines associated with proper fencing and so forth that are required under the Liquor and Gaming Cannabis Association. Council, we're recommending the council grant them approval in a written form so that they can present that to the Liquor, Gaming, and Cannabis Association for their beer garden for July 6th.
Okay, questions? Go ahead, Councillor Bazarowicz.
This is gonna come back to us, like I support it 100%, but it's gonna come back because they're gonna want a noise thing too. Could we put that in there? Should we put that in there? Because I'm sure they're not gonna shut it down that long.
They will have to apply for a separate permit.
Separate? Okay, I'm just trying to say.
But that's a very good point. They're gonna have to come back for that. And that's something that will let them know that they need to get a special permission to be able to get that.
I don't think they applied for it last year. I think everything was shut down.
I think everything
After
was shut
11.
down earlier than that.
Yeah.
Do you recall?
But they weren't drinking last year.
Well, in the liquor license, it'll say what time it's from, right?
No, that's
The
us.
permit.
Was there a beer garden last year?
Yeah, I was there, yeah.
See?
We've got a
One
noise
over
bylaw.
here.
So,
I'm making a note to check.
Were you
Yeah.
home by 11?
I was, because I had my granddaughter. So, okay,
She's been dragged, but
Deepak did read the resolution. I don't know if I have a mover and second.
I haven't read the resolution yet.
Okay, yeah, okay, go ahead then. Jesus.
So, resolved administration send letter of support to the Lebo Community Club and the Manitoba Liquor Commission for a community event permit to hold in the Summerfest on July 6, 2024. And further be it resolved, this event is to be considered the second of 4 events for the Armas and Clements for the permit year from April 1st to March 31st, 2025.
Okay, moved by Councillor Bazarowicz, second please, Councillor Strang. Any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. All those in favor, opposed, and that is carried.
So this should cover that to 2025.
Yeah. And the last one we have was the addition to the agenda today, and that was the communication for the curbside and recycling change of schedule.
Yes, so I'm not sure what your questions are, Councilor Strang, but I can tell you that we did go through the communications. We've communicated to all residents, as well as Impera was to communicate placing tags on the bins, and we did monitor on the Monday, and they did do it on the Monday. I'm not sure about the rest of the week, which ones they were supposed to continue on, and if anybody put the bins out, they weren't going to pick up, and they would just tag them and remind them what day it was supposed to be, that they were scheduled for. We also sent out emails, as well as we did a connect call. We also updated our social media multiple times. We've continued to communicate. Unfortunately, the first round, when Impera had said that they were going to identify this for residents at the beginning, some of those, from what we are told, ended up inside the bins instead of a sticker on the outside of the bin, so people probably didn't even look inside the bin, because I guess they were worried they would fly off instead of a sticky one, so I think they made the change. If there were some missed, we were monitoring those, and they are to continue to notify people about it.
So when did they first do it? Maybe just last week?
When did they first?
Mtira, yeah.
La-
I know
well,
we've done our part, but Mtira
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
didn't
were
follow
supposed
through
to,
with theirs.
they didn't, and they apologized, that's why they went the extra round of putting stickers on, and they're going to be doing it throughout the week. Or is it the remainder of the month? I can't remember now.
No, I think it was just the week, I thought.
Let me just double check. I got an answer on this from Arlena.
I just noticed yesterday how many people again had all their bins out.
And it wasn't their day.
Down in zone 1, I guess it is. 'Cause that's
Well,
the
see,
one-
and I noticed in our area, zone 4, I think that is, yeah, everybody had their bins out on the Monday, but by Wednesday, they all had a flyer, I'm gonna call it, because it looked like it was this size, taped to the top of their bins that were sitting out there.
I looked in zone 4 yesterday, which would have been the old pickup. Very, very little out. There was maybe, I seen maybe 2 homes. So,
We're still having them down in zones
there's lots of
1
out
and
there.
2, yeah.
Yeah, but our pickup here in East Selkirk now is
That was-
Thursday,
Yeah.
Thursdays. It moved from Monday to Thursday here, yeah. Go ahead,
So they
Councilor.
were supposed to be doing it all last week, as I recall.
Okay.
And so from, Arlena was told, so they were all last week, any day that they were there, they had somebody driving around and putting them on. Now, there could be a possibility that somebody put it on later than somebody drove by, and they missed it, so there's a combination of things that could have happened. But if we started, they should have, all throughout that week. So on Monday, they were supposed to let everybody know, yours is either changed to Tuesday or Thursday, and then they would go Tuesday, and then let every, drive through that area that was Tuesday, and let those people know with a sticky. The regional manager did apologize that there were notices that were missed, so they were putting some out, I don't know how and exactly what was missed, but this was our sort of solution with it. Now, I anticipate we'll probably get a few people that are still, may not have gotten something, or might have been not here for that week, and didn't need to put something out, or various reasons. And we're gonna continue to have this, the best we can do is continue to communicate. I can ask Arlena to have another talk with the manager to see if there's been any more missed, and we'll monitor how many complaints we received.
I just know when it gets windy, then the garbage is all over and people don't pick it up too, so it dumps and stays there, so. I just saw yesterday how many people had them out and it wasn't pick up day until today, so.
Well, I'm hoping most of those got tagged then. And that's the part we need to check if they haven't been tagged. then
No,
we
that's
go
good
back
for
up
us to
there.
know that if we get a phone call, that
Yeah.
did you get a tag or not?
Did
Because
you get a
that's why-
tag on your thing?
Right.
Because that was the best way that we
Because we
could.
don't know when
double
that was
check.
happening,
Yeah.
and from what the agreement that was made wasn't followed, like they didn't follow
And-
through.
and
Until
that
really
is-
we've done by phone and we've done.
Exactly, and that is the best practice, as far as I know, is to put a sticky tag on top of the lid.
That's why, just getting further communication.
Yep.
Go ahead, Councilor Spicer.
And I didn't drive down the area you were talking about yesterday, but last Monday. Everybody had their bins out in zone 1. So now, if they missed the opportunity before, I figured, well, okay, maybe, I mean, they're gonna get picked up on Tuesday anyway. But now hearing that it's out again, like I expected to get a lot of phone calls, but I didn't get any. You got any?
I didn't
So there may be some that were missed, and I know what tends to happen as well is that somebody looks out and there's that one neighbor that always is diligent about putting it out, and he goes, oh, I must be wrong.
And that
And then
was.
bring it all out, because that one person.
But then they should get a notice on their bin.
They should have last week,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? This is Tuesday this week. It all started last week.
Right.
So
but
they should have
still-
gotten a bid, notice on their bid last Tuesday. But come this Tuesday, if somebody sees somebody else put it out on Tuesday, well, let me put it out there just in case. Confused, like I'm just speculating as to what could be a lot
I
of
have
different
to say
reasons.
also, who was ever doing the Facebook posting did not put the language in there properly. They should have put waste and recycling. They just put waste, and then there was people,
That's how it came from Marlena, so they
Yeah.
talked about
So-
that.
yeah, because that was another thing,
was-
then people thought that their recycling was the
Yeah,
other
it
day.
is.
and-
That was the language recycling. If you notice the email that I
Keep them
sent to
together all the
council,
time, yeah.
if you notice the email I sent to council, I corrected it. And as the messages I gave council to tell people that recycling and waste was the same days. We try to communicate that effectively after the fact, but what it was a communication that was developed with Arleta and Amterra. And so Amterra provided the wording that they were wanting to use, and sometimes you need a communications person to capture some of those kinds of
That's what
nuances.
I just saw the negativity on, that's the first thing you see, you don't see anything positive, you see the negativity start rolling on social media, so, and the questions, so.
Be like me, don't look. Anyways, I think we can probably move on. There's nothing else on the curbside. So we're down to number 10 on the agenda, which is the accounts. And the first item is the closed list of accounts for ending today.
So resolve, council approve the May 14th, 2024 list of accounts, check numbers 24,000,540 to 24,000,640 in the amount of $313,526.42 for payment.
Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Spicer, Councillor Sutherland seconds. Discussion. Hearing and seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor, opposed, and that is carried. Okay, and I think this is the one that the gentleman was in about earlier today.
Oh,
I think me.
There's two of them, so
Oh,
This is Rose.
we'll see which one. Rose has submitted them as our person responsible for taxation. So property roll number 350740 was assessed incorrectly at 1.9 acres, but it actually is 1.7 acres dating back to 2010 and earlier. The resident has requested a refund for the overpayments made to that roll number. Assessment has reviewed, and the assessment of the 1.7 acres has been corrected for the 2024 tax year. The resident noticed the error in 2023 property tax bill, which was an oversight by the assessment office. Upon further review, the clarification will be assessed. The following is the response we received. They don't offer any appeal beyond 2 years. And so, as part of the calculation amounts that were overlooked to the balance, they basically recommended that if we want to go any further, they should, which is 2 years is what they're recommending. So if we accept the recommendation, be it resolved, the council approve the refund, is the amount of $8.67 for the previous 2 years of loan payments. That's what is being requested. Over 10 years, even if you went back 10 years, it'd be like $80.
Yeah, I think it's just the principle. That's probably what it's
Could be.
about.
Well, it's not just the principle, it's if you want to go for sale and stuff like that, they say, well, what's the discrepancy and all that.
That's
But
true.
It's a legal thing. And the other thing is my experience was that you didn't get a refund, you got a credit on your next year's taxes. That's what assessment will be.
That's for the farm use, I think you're talking about. Jenny, but what was that program, the farm credit, when it changed from resident to farm to resident?
Yeah.
Our policy is that we usually go back 2 years, we're consistent with that. I think the principle there is that every 2 years there's a reassessment, you have an opportunity to appeal here. If you don't do anything about this for going back 20, 30 years, we can't really go back and adjust that. Because how do we, some people even ask us to refund the provincial portion, and we can't do that.
Yeah, I'm okay with this. Refund the
Refund the $8.67?
But I guess there's,
And do the housekeeping.
and
Yes.
right, but I guess there's another, is this the same property or the same property owner? Because there's 2 resolutions, different
Those are
amounts.
2 different properties.
Three different roll numbers. same property owner?
One with two,
Yeah,
the next one is the next one, when I get there, I can,
okay.
but
Two
that's,
different property owners.
Oh, okay.
But 3 properties?
this is a separate issue for the, if we can come, if we could deal with the first one, then we can go to the second.
Okay.
So one quick question, so they only noticed in 2023, right? Okay.
Whereas council accepts the recommendation of the administration of the Manitoba assessment to authorize the refund payment for the previous 2 years, be it resolved that council approve the refund amount of $8.67 for the previous 2 years overpayment for roll number 305740.
Moved by Councillor Bazarowitz, second please, Councillor Sutherland. Any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. And if we could move on to the next one. This doesn't make any sense.
Isn't this the same property owner?
No, this is Natchick, the first one was Brown.
Oh, okay, this is Natchick, now.
And in this
That
case,
first one-
go ahead.
Was that first one way up on St. Peter's Road, that one?
I'll check them out.
No, it wouldn't have been, because it's, no, it's not the one I'm thinking of, because it's in a Ward 3 roll number, and this one I'm thinking of is in Ward 4, so. They're all in Ward 2
Ward
now.
3, Ward 4.
What year are you in?
But, so this is all right?
I'm not having a very good day here, you guys.
You can only go back 2 years, so it's still Ward 2 years, but can't go
I'm
back.
good, yeah, I'm good. Okay, let's do 10.3 then, please.
So in this case, again, another 2 sets of properties. One was incorrectly at 25 acres when it should have been at 30.91 acres as opposed to 25.07. And the other one was at 13.3 acres when it should have been 9.3. And so with that, a portion of the property was expropriated as when the province expanded out of 44. And the other one, a portion of the property was added but was not changed through the assessment. So it was this expropriation and adjustments that were not adjusted appropriately on the assessment system itself. When they looked at the province, or they contact the assessment department, they corrected it, and they said the same thing, they only go back 2 years. With that, for 2 years, we would be giving a refund of an amount of $43.46 for the last 2 years of overpayment and underpayment. So it was an adjustment of underpayment and overpayment.
Status quo with this for all of them, right? Whatever
Yeah,
they got coming to them.
yeah. So if you want to bring the resolution forward, we'll move this one forward.
And
Whereas-
Glenn said the housekeeping too, right, to straighten this out.
Yes, it's been straightened out
Yeah,
by
it's
the
been
assessment
straightened out.
department for 2024. Whereas council accepts the recommendation of the administration of Manitoba assessment to authorize a refund payment for the previous 2 years only, be it resolved that council approve the refund of the difference in the amount of $43.46 for the previous 2 years between the overpayment of roll number 313625 and overpayment of roll number 313600.
Okay, can I have a mover, please? Councillor Horbus, Councillor Spicer seconds. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor, opposed, carried. Okay, the next one we have is, there's a few grant requests here. The first one we have is the Manitoba Highland Gathering.
This is a grant request of $15,000. Last year, we awarded $7,000. And what we're recommending is the same as last year.
Soccer to make up the balance.
We'll see. Any questions or comments on their request?
No,
We still do provide about $1,500 in-kind service on top of the $7,000.
Go ahead, Counselor Spicer.
I guess in reading this, some questions came to mind. I mean, there's a comment here about they haven't got much other support, but it doesn't really state why they would ask for over twice as much. So that raises questions, I guess.
Thought they'd try.
Well, it'd be different if we had like their budget or something that would show why. Like there's not much information here, I guess, is what I'm saying.
No, there really isn't, and usually, like, sometimes, we used to get a budget sometimes from them too. Go ahead, Counselor Strang.
Madam Mayor, that's what I think we should reply back to them saying for grants that we do require.
They've given it to
Financial,
him,
they-
otherwise he didn't
It's not
attach
on
it.
here, okay.
I could forward it to you.
And the other question I had was,
Yeah, there were
we don't
several
charge
attachments
them,
that were missing here, but we'll
Okay.
talk about that.
we don't charge them for the usage of the building, for
The
the
ring?
rec.
That would be through the rec, not through us.
Do they charge them, you know, for that? Is that something that we can put in here also, that we give that in kind? I don't know, or do they?
Well, I think
pay
we
for-
should put in kind that for our staff that give them a hand to set up things, I think we should put that in here for sure in the resolution. So that, you know, people looking at it realize that, yes, it's $7,000 or whatever we so choose, plus the in-kind. So, go
I also
ahead.
know they have 2 new people because Joyce is stepping back and she's trying to give the job to some new leaders that she's been doing it for many, many years. And, you know, who knows, they're reaching for the moon with this. You know, we had it in the budget, it is in our municipality, but I think that way we should put in there everything that we do. I think that would be a good thing too, to find out if the East Salter called that the rec center does charge for that, because maybe they don't, and it's something that is also something that's in kind. I don't know.
Do you have, I'm forwarding you the complete.
Go ahead, Counselor Spicer, while Deepak's pulling this up.
I guess, to go back to why I made the comments I did, is, like, without more information, I can see why the recommendation is what it is. But then I guess the other side of it is if they give them 7,000 and then they can't make a go of it, well, then it doesn't happen, right? So without more information, it's pretty tough.
Well, I think they have had a couple, well, of course, COVID didn't help, and I think even last year it wasn't quite as well attended as I
It was the
remember
first year
in the
back,
past. Yeah,
Since
so
COVID, so.
I think Deepak's just pulling up some info there, so maybe that will help us.
I think they were going to follow Lebo that does
Yeah,
the
so
little,
there's all of
what
this
do they do along the highway?
The little
No,
sign.
The little
Sign.
signage, they were gonna do Scotty dogs or something along the highway, although they said you do need a provincial permit for that. But they said they were gonna risk it and do it, because I know Lebo also does it along the highway, and it does pull a lot of people in, especially with people.
Your accounts,
Yeah.
posts.
So,
Can I make a suggestion?
Want to bring it back?
Yeah, do they need an answer right away? Because we really should have an opportunity to look at this.
And that's until midsummer.
Well, and I think the date has been moved to somewhere around the 22nd of June for this event.
So,
You can guess it's earlier, it seems.
No, I thought it was.
I thought that far away then.
Regardless, I think $7,000 is,
Um,
I wouldn't wanna give them any more.
There's honorarium of
Regardless of what they say.
$23,000 for elders, MC, facilitators, and so forth. Location rental is $3,500. Advertising and promotion is $4,000. Food, refreshment, related and education, dialogue is $4,000. Equipment rental is $7,000 and $3,000 for volunteer food and fuel and events. So there's volunteer costs and then the Scottish auction of $50, which is the total cost of $49,700. That's what they've identified as their expenses. To gather that, what they've identified for the revenue is $18,000 in fees and programs and drinks and auctions and vendors. And then they're thinking $16,000 from municipal grants and $15,000 of that's from the Arma-St. Meds. And they still haven't confirmed the city of Southwick for the Arma-St. Andrews.
And those are for what, 500?
Yes. And they're asking us for $15,000. And then they've got some provincial grants that they're looking at about $11,000. And then they're looking at from St. Andrews Society of Manitoba, again, another $3,000 to make the total $49,000. Now, they don't break down how these honorarium costs are broken down into $23,000, which is the most significant part of their costs.
Can you make that a bit bigger, Deepak?
Oh, certainly.
What did the other items give last?
500 last year.
I'm sorry,
500 last year.
that's all we gave, and we gave
Yes.
7,000.
Only asking 5.
Plus 1,500 in
In kind.
in-kind services.
I have a problem with doing honorariums.
Yeah.
You know, that's like
I don't even remember what we used to get for that.
$7,000 towards to go to an honorarium? Like, I mean, I know it doesn't all go there.
No,
but-
23,000 goes to the honorarium.
I know, but I'm just saying, part of, it, you might as well say that whole 7 goes towards honorariums. That's I mean, I'm not really for that. You know what I mean? Like, it's somebody getting paid to do, that's,
And can you go to the revenue side of it?
doesn't that go against our grading a bit, or?
Well, they use it for other stuff here too, but
No,
that's
I
their, one of
realize
their
that, but-
expenses, yeah.
When you think about it, you might as well say,
A big chunk goes to
Yeah.
honorariums, like 23.
yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see what their budget was from last year.
I can see it now, but
Yeah.
Let's see if there is. There's a general ledger for 2023.
something in there.
Honorarium, Manitoba Living, $600. Honorarium for Barony of Castle, something honorarium. Hans, St. John's Ambulance received an honorarium. So they had St. John's Ambulance people that received an honorarium to have them there.
How much was that?
So what is the wish?
450.
Administration and bookkeeping is $1,000 as an expense.
Well, you probably have to get somebody.
Then more administration and bookkeeping of $1,100.
And then there's an honorarium for entertainment close to the bottom for 600, it looks like.
Dinners and drinks.
Yeah, but I don't think all these honorariums add up to 23 grand.
Well, there's the administration cost there, that alone, like twice to the same one here. And here, both times $1,000. So you take a look at those costs, and that's why they had like $9,000 in losses.
Might I suggest that we send this back to Brendan
To do a further review.
to do a review and talk to them and put some of these numbers together, because this is kind of all over the place for some of us.
Yeah.
Can we get the rest of this information sent to us too, so we can have a,
Sheep shearing,
Yeah, they do have sheep shearing.
honorary, $250.
Well, I guess maybe somebody brings their sheep and then they pay them to bring their sheep for the shearing contest.
Muskrat hunting or maybe
I haven't heard it.
$6,000.
Yeah.
There's also a parking honorarium.
People, the parking attendants, like,
oh, when they're at the,
gotta be for the people that show you where to park, I don't know.
no, they have at the gates.
Royal
Yeah.
Canadian Sea Cadets.
Yeah.
that's,
Gotcha.
If you had an honorary brigade, you only get half.
So let's send this back and see if we can get some better information
Sure.
and bring it back.
I'll get them to compare
Compare
last
all
year's
the
to.
people that are coming in to make this festival, that's what it is.
It seems like doing this all along.
That was last year's.
You opened up last year's package?
Well, no, I didn't open up last year's
About
package. I'm
Lincoln's
looking at-
Mill.
Those are the last year's budgets.
West.
So what you're talking about is in 2022
I
then.
mean, if we're gonna get 17.
Basically, it's, they lost $9,000,
Well, and I
plus
guess
They're trying to
it's
replenish,
pretty
yeah.
much 15.
we were good enough to
That's
get,
where we're at.
so we have to give them some support, but I don't agree with 17K either, but we'll have to figure it out when, we have a little bit more information. I can't remember what the date of the event is, though, I know.
June
it's-
22nd and 23rd.
Thank you.
So if somebody else didn't want them and you got them, where would they go?
They came here from Selkirk,
Yeah,
they didn't want.
yeah, I mean, I don't mind doing stuff with county for the building and all that, and the grounds and all that, but to give that money to the honorarium, I mean, that's, I don't know.
Well, let us see what happens when it comes back to us and we can go from there. How does that sound?
Yep.
Okay, so the next one we have is the Lord Selkirk Adult Learning Center. And they're looking for a grant of $1,000. Go ahead, Dean.
They're asking for, amount requested is $1,000. They have a 25, what they're looking to do is, for their graduation ceremony as part of the Safe Grad.
Go ahead, Councillor Strang.
Is this different from the Lord Selkirk, from the high school graduation?
It is different because this is the adult learning, not the high school.
This is the old library, it's at the old library still? Yeah. Main?
Yeah, but I think that they're,
Aren't we on the Avalon now?
That was at the old library on Main.
Right beside Dairy Queen, yeah, I thought.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I guess as usual, Selkirk contributes nothing to that anyway, right?
I don't agree with the amount, it's their first time coming to us, and we give that to the high school for their graduation.
See, I think it was 1,000, wasn't it? 200.
we could give them a lesser amount. If we only gave the comp
Look at the
1,000.
details on this one too. So they're not on there.
You know, like you have, St. Clements there. Yeah.
I'm not sure why it's worded this way. It says 2019 Safe Grad. Is that just a typo, I'm thinking?
Yeah, it's 30 graduates, it says.
Go ahead, Councillor Bazarovich.
That's open to, that's not just for Selkirk, though, that's open to everybody, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the Regency.
Well, it's the adult learning, so
Yeah,
it
so
could be
that's what
from
it says.
anywhere.
I think we should support it some way.
Even half. Half?
Yes.
Is there some additional information that you can
Yeah,
find,
it's
Heather?
for
I was
decorations,
wondering
for
what
refreshments.
Okay,
Because now once you're into it, if it's the first time, it's gonna come back every.
Which is fine, it's a good cost.
I would suggest being 30 students, and for what we give to the comp, giving I would give it support 250.
Okay.
Because I'd like to know how much they're asking the other municipalities.
I
yeah.
don't know why it's attaching in the back the whole package.
Well, were they scanned in? Somebody might have only scanned
Maybe
the first
someone's-
page.
Yeah, that could be, because he's got the whole
Report, so send it to me.
here, yeah, sitting right now.
Take a look.
I think what's happening is there is attaching the Word document and not his PDF document, and that's why they're being missed. Did it come to you?
No, I got the Highland Gathering. 27, I want to see the other one yet. That's the 2022 request or 2023 request. Adult learning.
Because that's their thing.
Okay. The projected budget total project expenses is $5,000.
In their report, it says, the front page says it got higher.
Pardon?
I thought the front page said higher.
The front page,
Yep.
The first page on the,
they're requesting $1,000. They identified 30 graduates, same thing that's in the report right now. And in there, they've identified that
This year's budget, 25,000 on this grant request.
That's great.
That's what I thought I saw there.
no, that's just the money in the grant. This year's budgeted, that's what we have
Yeah, it's
in
our-
our budget.
Oh,
Okay, so
Thank you.
they have 30 students, their budget project expenses are grant photography, gown rentals, decorations of freshman expenses. And so they've provided it for 30 grads, 150 people to attend the ceremony, and amount requested is 1,000. And so what they have is, out of that 1,000, they're projecting total project expenses. Their revenue is $1,000 ALC registration fee, $1,000 for budget contribution, and community donations as requested, $3,000. So I'm not sure how much they're asking for the other municipalities, because they said they were asking St. Andrews, us, Selkirk, and
West St.
West,
East St. Paul.
East St.
East?
Paul.
Okay.
And from that, they've identified photography for 1,000, cap and gown rentals, City of Selkirk stage rental, Life Touch Canada custom diploma portfolios, platters and refreshments, flowers. So nothing significant in there other than they've got presentation bursaries. So they're giving out 4 bursaries of $250.
So we can sponsor one.
We could sponsor a bursary.
That's cool.
That'd be a good idea.
I still think,
Go ahead.
yeah, if we could sponsor bursary, put it on there and annual, but I'd still like to give them another $250 for their
Celebration.
celebration.
So 500 in total is what I would like to,
Yeah.
rather than the 1,000 that they're asking
Yeah.
for.
But like I said, I'd like to see that legacy thing, that something that's first every year.
Yeah?
And I'm fine with the bursary. I don't, like, I'm looking here, City of Selkirk charges them for their stage instead of comping it, you know,
Well-
that's,
We're not done though, right? We never have them.
no, but it,
I know,
But
but
this isn't going to the city though, this is going to our residents, and like I said, education, especially for adults, is huge, huge, like they're not getting, I don't know how much they're funded by our school taxes or whatever,
$1,000 it says here from the school, right?
you know.
Is that right?
Yeah, registration fees, that's for them to,
Contribution, Lord
Like you're getting-
Sullivan School Division budget contribution of
You try to make
$1,000.
productive citizens out of street people, let's just say, you know, it's, they'll give back tenfold, hopefully.
Okay, so kind of Rob scooted off here, but just kind of go around the table, 250 or 500?
I'm okay with the bursary thing for 250.
250?
I'm 250.
Dave?
250.
Scott?
250.
I would go with 500, because it's adult education, and I think if somebody, I'm gonna say it this way, a little later in life decides to go back and try and better themselves, I think it's a worthy cause.
If he said 500, it would have been lost.
Well, whatever Rob says, how about that? If he comes back, whatever Rob says, that's what we'll go with. Okay, that's what we'll do. Yeah, okay, I'm okay with that.
That's why you wanna do it?
Bob?
Yeah.
250 or 500?
I said half to begin with, so I'm good with half.
Okay,
It's
there it
500.
is.
500.
Yeah.
It's all your fault.
you didn't even ask Dave.
Well, Dave said 250.
250.
What are we
250.
doing?
Yeah.
Who cares about?
Oh, that's my bad year.
Selective one.
Oh, goodness.
We left it up to you.
So 250 though has to be a bursary, right?
Yes, worded as such.
Yeah, where did it?
And I'm okay with doing that every year too. of
Yeah,
doing
a bursary for
bursary,
250
so,
every year.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me see if I can resolve. Council approved the following 2024 grant requested, or 24
We better
requested
move
grant.
this, because it's all up to
Lord
you.
Selkirk Regional Comprehensive Secondary School, $500. Of that, $250 is to be used as an annual bursary in the name of the Arm of St. Clements.
Correct. Okay, moved by Councillor Bazarower. Second, please, Councillor Boulanger. Any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor, opposed, and that is carried.
Is this how we're gonna do stalemates now? One person go to the washroom and then we come back.
I meant to take my glasses.
It's like committees, Dave.
Whatever, you need to.
Just so we're clear,
Thanks.
it wasn't a
mean
stalemate.
anything, you know?
There were more people for 250.
Yes, you're right.
There
Sorry.
goes your 4 out of 7 theory. It doesn't work.
We got new rules now.
Yeah.
I
New
was the
rules in
secretary.
town. Thanks,
Yeah.
Dave.
Rob.
And who seconded? Rob.
See, realistically, Sandra could have overturned that vote.
Okay, the next one we have is the Gaynor Family Regional Library.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you.
What did I do, me?
Tell him. Tell him, Samuel.
Oh, I heard you say something. It's just a
Um,
joke. I know it's recorded.
So this is the Gaynor Family Regional Library's request, and this is part of the second installment as part of our operating grant that we give to the Gaynor Regional Family Library. So this is just part of the regular process, so we're recommending this approval. council approve a payment of $27,904.
I'll move it.
Let me, if I could read the resolution.
Please.
Resolve the council approve the payment of $27,904 to the Guinea Family Regional Library as second installment of the 2024 annual operating grant.
Okay, moved by Councillor Horwath, seconded by Councillor Sutherland. Any further discussion? I have a question, not so much to do with this, but are we making any headway with the other? Or will we talk about that later?
We'll talk about that again.
Okay. Okay, have a mover, have a second. Call the question. All in favor? Opposed? And that is carried. Okay, now we have another one for the promoting the Aboriginal student success.
Before that,
Oh, Holiday Alley, sorry.
So Sandra and then Dave.
Okay,
Holiday Alley has come forward making, with a request of $12,000 this year. Last year, we awarded $1,500 to them.
12,000?
They are requesting $12,000
there's an explanation.
with an ask to become the event's title sponsor. The former event sponsor has pulled out due to the retirement, and the people who ran the company, not due to a lack of interest in the project. The request is for $12,000 to get full title sponsorship rights. And last year, the RM gave $1,500. With the growth trajectory only continuing the trend upward, this could be an opportunity for the RM of St. Clements as the premier municipality in the Interlake area. That's a direct quote from them.
Okay, before we bring it forward, I'm just gonna open it up for some discussion. And I guess how this all started was at their event, which was their AGM. And correct me if I'm wrong, Sandra. Sandra and I were both there, and they were looking for a new sponsor because it was IG Wealth Management that used to sponsor and be the title sponsorship there. And one of the gentlemen, or both of them, are retiring, so they're looking for a new sponsor for the whole event, so a title sponsor. So I'll open it up and you guys can have a bit of a chat about it.
I'll start. I think it was good information today that Red River North Tourism brought for the different items that we could promote in our municipality. There was some there that I didn't even think about, like even with St. Peter's Church there, that doing it, even though we don't really have too much to do with it, but they could promote and do a tour, but it's still promoting the Arm of St. Clements.
Yeah.
I know the paddle challenge, when we're there, like, you know, a lot of people are coming in, we have our St. Clements flags all around. I think one thing that we do need is a tent that says Arm of St. Clements on it, but something that has sides, because there's days that it's windy there, and that when they're doing the massage therapy, the tent is busy. So anything to promote our municipality, the mayor and I, we just sort of inquired because they were asking about it. And when we went and asked, it was like they got hope right away for our municipality. That's why I asked the ladies today, if we took our money that we gave, that little bit of extra, could we use that and put it towards this too? If we didn't want them to do something. I was just throwing things out there because I didn't know what the budget.
But how much did we give them, 6,000 or 7,000, was it?
I think 10.
10?
We gave them, is it 3 or 5 extra for them to promote our municipality?
I thought it was 5.
Total.
No.
No, extra.
Extra, so total how much?
I don't remember.
It was 12 or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think
Can
it's
you quickly
11.
find us that from last year, what we gave them, the Holiday Alley?
Yeah.
Not Holiday Alley.
The,
Red River
River
Tourism.
North Tourism. Rob, you had your hand up, so go ahead while we're.
I'm not for this. I mean, I don't think we need to be told that we could establish ourselves as a premier municipality. I believe we already are a premier municipality. That's my view. I don't have a problem giving them money, but I don't want to be a feature sponsor, it's just me.
And that's something that we can let them know that we aren't, because we did say that we would have discussion with council.
Yeah,
And we just have to get back to them and tell them no, so they can move on to somebody else.
Yeah.
And I think why they're saying that is because everything with Holiday Alley has
IGC will.
is right there with it all the time. And this is, Holiday Alley got Travel Manitoba, like they're big with Travel Manitoba right now. But you see the ladies today, they say Travel Manitoba is very expensive to be associated with. So,
Well, I
and I think these
remember-
ladies do a bang-up job for us.
Yeah.
Well,
I remember when I was there before on that board or whatever, that they always did say that, and they seemed to do more for us than, and there was Interlake too, wasn't there? Yeah, they didn't seem to do, they weren't promoting St. Clements that much, we belonged to Interlake, right? Yeah, and there was nothing there either, we were,
Just to let you know, Interlake is probably the last tourism, that and I think Southwest and Brandon area, that there's a tourism. Otherwise, Travel Manitoba has taken all the groups over in Manitoba. There's only these two left that are strong. And then Red River North Tourism is sort of a branch down from Interlake. But they do lots for us, for our 3 municipalities.
Red River.
Red River North, yeah.
And how much did we give them, Heather?
10,000 Red River North tourism.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Scott.
Would be kind of cool to have Holiday Alley presented by the Arm of St. Clements, so.
For a year.
Just saying.
Well, and I think I'm a little bit on that page too.
Doesn't matter to me.
Well, I'm just looking at the thanks to all at the end of this, it's on page 8 of 37, I think. You know, where it says thanks to all, and it has everybody who has donated there, like it's the Community Foundation is there, the Manitoba Métis Federation, IG Wealth, Red River North Tourism, like there's numerous companies that do sponsor them. I don't know, I think it would be kind of neat.
I'd sooner give the 12 grand to East Salker, Grand Marais, Laconia, or Gull Lake, or something like that. That's where, you know.
And what did you say we gave them last year?
1,500,
How much?
1,500.
We gave 1,500 towards this on top of the 10,000 towards Red River North Tourism.
Right,
We
but,
gave them 1,105.
but that amount that we gave to, the amount we gave to Holiday Alley, was that for the sheep
I'm
poetry?
gonna look that up, I think that's that sheep.
Poetry.
Yeah, because we sponsored the
Yeah,
section.
that's what we sponsored last year, was the sheep poetry, and apparently it really was well accepted. Scott, and then you, Glenn.
Well, I can tell you what I was thinking when I read the agenda was, we have 2 requests here that are quite a bit bigger than what they have been in the past. So the question becomes, if we were going to support one or both of them more than we have in the past, I was leaning towards something that's held in our municipality.
That's fair. Yeah. Heather, are you still finding something there for us? Go ahead, Glenn, sorry.
This is a lot of money. If it was, it's not our money we're spending, you gotta remember that. If we're cutting back on something else, or you have other people coming to us like this, this isn't something I don't think that we should be supporting taxpayers' money. I have no problem giving them a portion of it, but not that kind of sum, that we'd be turning down other stuff that's here. And to me, this is more of a corporate sponsorship, not a municipal sponsorship.
And I won't disagree with that, so.
And the other thing with corporate, they got a tax write-off on
Yeah, 50%.
So, you know,
Okay, go ahead, Councillor Strang.
Another thing
and advertise.
is to decline this. Look at the other suggestions that the ladies did bring there, or we could also go in with Selkirk and St. Andrews. Let's say if the municipalities did it with all three of our.
Trias.
Yeah. But I would say let's just decline it and do what we did last year and sponsor an area that we sponsored the sheet poetry.
Yep.
They gave them.
I'm okay
Because
with that.
we just have to tell them no and let them go
Yeah,
forward
move
and
on.
move on.
Yeah.
So they can find somebody else.
Heather, did you find anything there?
It was 15 and that was the sheet
Okay.
poetry, that's all we gave last year, yeah.
We're basically doing that to get our name.
Okay, what?
I don't, I can't,
Okay, let's see, we're here.
Yeah, that doesn't go.
Yeah, because well, I
I
don't
love the
know.
job they do.
Yeah, okay, we're gonna just pass.
Well, there you go.
No, and you know what, they're fine with this.
Yeah.
No.
I
Just
just-
read your review and see who should actually be supposed to.
Yeah, there you go.
What's that?
Where did you find that?
Or farther down. in the-
Right here, under reviews, read that one. And it's on the screen now.
And Madam Mayor, I didn't think it was this amount. That's why I asked for clarification with the ladies today, and they said between 10 and 12. I thought it was 7.
I
Would
thought
be
it was-
that night.
I thought it was less also.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, I mean, you know, depending on who is going to step up to the plate, they may not have anybody to step up to the plate, but if they have somebody that will, step up to the plate with perhaps part of it, maybe we could look at it again for another portion of it, rather than the whole amount.
They may go to St. Andrews.
Well, I think it's already printed right there. That's on all their material they're circulating.
Uh-huh.
That's the base of it, yeah, that happened. I say let's just do what we did last year.
That's on every page,
I'm good with it.
so.
We would.
Look, I would just say I would just say thank you for the, we'll wait until.
Oh, so they told me.
Manitoba.
Tell Dave he's gotta break the tie.
And he's on
It's been a long meeting.
Okay, let's move on then with whatever we choose to
Do
do.
you want to
here.
bring it back, Madam Mayor?
15
Just change it to 15.
Yeah.
Okay. I would write them a letter though, decline,
Thank
say
you.
thank you very much, but we've declined the to be the main sponsorship, and we'll go sponsor an area of the festival instead.
So,
Thank you very much.
resolved, council approve the following 2024 requested grant, Holiday Alley,
$1,500.
$1,500. We won't mention what kind of sponsorship.
I took that, that's already out. Just so you
Okay, can I
guys.
have a mover, please?
I deleted
Councillor
it.
Boulanger, Councillor Strang, seconds, any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call the question, all those in favor, opposed, carried. Okay, now we're to promoting Aboriginal student success.
And so this is a request for the pass to sponsor the student seats at their upcoming ceremony. And we did do this previously.
Yeah, last year we gave 100.
Are they asking for a specific amount? I'm sorry, I didn't quite read all this.
No, it just says to choose the
They
tier,
said choose the tier.
so we can do the same tier.
And so the tiers are friendship medallion, bronze, silver.
And what did we do? Friendship?
We did $100. Gave us 2 VIP tickets for the award ceremony. I think that's That's what happened last year. We had 2 tickets for somebody to go to the ceremony.
Okay. Go ahead, Counselor Spicer.
I'll move ahead.
Resolve council approve the following 2024 requested grant budget promoting Aboriginal student success at $100.
Okay, moved by Counselor Spicer, seconded by Counselor Strang. Any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor, opposed, carried. Okay, we are down to the bylaws. And we have one bylaw, and that is our tax levy bylaw.
So we have bylaw 4, our tax levy bylaw, the second reading. Before I go to the second reading, Madam Mayor, as you know, the minutes were provided, and as part of the public hearing and as part of the open house, we had several different questions that were raised, and there were some raised even at the public hearing. We have all of those provided here. I could go through each question and give you answers, or we can present that as part of the material and go to second reading. So these are available publicly for any resident to see. Some of the ones that were asked before the public hearing, we answered directly with those residents. The ones that were identified at the public hearing, they're here from those particular individuals and what the answers are to those. As well as it covers, so there was like what was the criteria used for identifying roads in the road plan. It tells the reports, the report only identifies roads and portion of the roads that are hard surface. The criteria utilized for managing the current and existing hard surface roads assets. The report focuses on the criteria of the current surface conditions, projected life cycles, and budget requirements over future years. So that's what it does. Why was that listed as completed? Because this particular list of item refers to only the 2/3 portion of the road as being completed. It wasn't identifying that it was a full complete, it was just identifying the complete portion is complete. The other question was, why are roads requiring reconstruction prioritized over roads which only require asphalt? Response: roads are chosen as described above, existing and current. So we had a study done by professional engineers that we've expanded on an ongoing basis, and to ensure the residents fronting on those roads are able to continue with the existing surface and not turn them back into gravel roads. So that's the intent here, is they're all brought forward, and it's to manage our existing infrastructure. The more roads we add to the infrastructure, the more we have to manage, the more money is needed. So those are some of the questions. There was some discussion at the meeting, and that's why I've received, like administration has received direction from council to review Natton Road and bring it up for further discussion. So that was part of the dialogue that happened there. So that's just the majority of the answers on those.
And you'll provide the proponent with reasons?
We can respond to this individual directly, or they have access to the information online. I'll see if we have their contact information as part of it when they signed up, when they show up in the public hearing. And so those are all the questions, Madam Mayor. Would you like me to go through them all?
I don't think we need to.
I don't think we need to. We all have them, and you just stated that they are on the public agenda. If anybody, resident, wants to go through all of those, I think we've talked about all of them on more than one occasion, so what is the wish of council?
I think it's fine, as long as they know that it's there. I mean, I think it calls me.
We can direct them there. They'll be on the, and we'll make sure that we also try to put them on our website along with the rest of the financial plan.
You want these on the website?
Yeah, the answers.
Yeah, you could call it question answers from,
Yeah.
The public hearing.
Yeah.
So, resolve bylaw 4, 2024 being a bylaw of the Roman Municipality of St. Clements Should we wait for Council Purpose on this one? This one is the budget.
Yeah, he should be here for this.
Come go get him. He's downstairs.
Yeah, he's just, okay, thanks, Rob.
Yeah.
He went downstairs.
Yeah, because, we
Just
got
deal
it,
with the issue.
yeah, again. Did we change the format of this tax levy bylaw?
I couldn't tell you, I bet Shannon's bylaw. I could try and check between the two. The actual bylaw or the schedule?
No, the bylaw itself.
I'll just take a look at last year's.
Thanks, Rob.
You bet.
No, it's the. You just see the Russian signs.
Okay. Maybe we can come back to that one, we can just cover communication for information for now. Madam Mayor.
Sure.
Okay, so for communication for information, there are several items. I don't have anything specific unless there's some questions from council.
No, I don't have anything. Anybody have anything that they want to bring forward on the communications for information? I see there's the East Beaches Community Newsletter is here. They're usually pretty good at sending out, I think that's the one that comes from Victoria Beach actually, that puts this one together, but they do include some of the events and going on in Grand Marais and the beaches area. And other than that, I really didn't see anything too much. Anybody else have anything that they want to talk about or bring up? Okay, I'm not hearing anything, so I'm going to go down to my committee reports.
Before we go to committee reports, maybe we can do the bylaw number.
We will. Okay, we're going back to the bylaws, and bylaw number 4 of 2024, which is the tax levy bylaw.
So resolve bylaw 4 of 2024 being a bylaw of the Romans County of St. Clements to provide for the 2024 annual tax levy by giving second reading. Be given second reading.
Okay, moved by Councillor Bazarowicz, seconded by Councillor Sutherland. Any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. All those in favor? Opposed? And that is carried. And if we want to proceed with third reading, I will ask that to be brought forward, and please remember that this is an automatic recorded vote.
Resolved bylaw 4 of 2024 being a bylaw of the Romans County of St. Clements to provide for the 2024 annual tax levy be read a third time.
Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Belanger, second Councillor Spicer. Any further discussion on the tax levy bylaw? Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. All those in favor? Opposed? And that was unanimously passed. Okay, so now we went through and there was nothing too much on the information correspondence, so we're just going to start our council reports. And I'm going to start with Councillor Spicer today.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. May the 7th, we had the financial plan hearing, which we just passed from the hearing, and as stated, there's questions and answers going to be presented from that hearing on the website. May the 8th, Soccer Biz, we had State of the Region address, so I think it was pretty well attended, and We had, each of the mayors kind of talk about what's going on in each of the municipalities, and I found it quite interesting. And May the 9th, we had Northeast Red Watershed, regular meeting, so unless there's any questions, it's my report.
Okay, anything for Councillor Spicer? Go ahead, Councillor Bazarowicz.
Okay, I don't have any dates with me because I forgot the Bible, but I too attended the financial plan hearing. I attended the State of the Region as well. I attended a number of these, and actually the event was a lot smaller than it normally is. It was about half the size. Also attended the ARM meeting in Grand Point. And on a different note, I attended the Growbot 65th. There was a presentation there, not in person, but there was something given from Mr. Wharton, from King Charles, from the Prime Minister and the Premier, and from the Arm of St. Clements, which was given live, and they're much appreciated. And that's it.
Okay. Councillor Gorgas, what have you got?
May 7th, financial plan hearing, May 8th, thing at Gaffers, the Salford Biz. And this Saturday, I went to that Gull Lake Polish Awards in Winnipeg, in the city. It was amazing. It really was. I got to sit with Jim Tope from CJOV.
Yeah, yeah.
What a cool guy, you know, and he went up there, he was kind of like
MC?
and no, it wasn't the MC, the master, well, yeah, MC, master of ceremonies, I guess, but he did a presentation where he got up and was talking about his career and how he got into sports and how how many different jobs he's had in the broadcasting thing and that. He's a really neat guy, actually. He sat at our table and with Kent and his family. So it was really nice. Had a really good time. Yeah.
Good. I'm
I
glad
went
you
with my
enjoyed
wife,
it.
so it was great. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's it. Thank you.
thank you. Go ahead, Councillor Sutherland.
Thank you. April 24th, the inaugural event for Chief and Council of Roseland First Nation, which was quite good. April 25th, Selkirk Weed Board meeting. I have it marked down here. We have to speak to Kevin unless we mark it down. We want any bull rush spraying. We have to let them know. I know we have done it in the past. I don't know if Kevin is, but he's also got to make arrangements with highways for spraying in our municipality. They won't do it unless there's agreements with highways on our roads where they spray, the PR roads. And then it happened to us last year, there was no agreement. And apparently we have to make these agreements before they'll spray the roads. And there's some equipment purchases, rental tractor and a 3-point hitch sprayer, so there's stuff there. Acquiring this year to weed, and that was it for the weed board. May 2nd, our meeting at Grand Point. There was a speaker, Zoe Akada, the Wildlife Haven. Shut up. What kind of owl was it, Debbie? Great horn? Do you remember? Sandra?
Sandra probably has it written down. I don't have my sheet here.
And there was reports from Springfield and Taché. May 7th, the financial plan hearing. And also May 8th, State of the Region. And that's it.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Go ahead, Councillor Strang.
I'll just expand on, I also went to ARM in Grand Point, and it was Wildlife Haven, very interesting. It's their 40th anniversary. I didn't write down the type of owl. They have an 18-acre campus just outside of Haut-des-Chaines. Only 25% of the owls and hawks make it past 1 year old, and 93 to 95% of the injuries are due to humans that they bring the birds there for bring back to health. And I think it would be a good group. When it comes at Christmas time, I think that would be a good one to donate money to, because everybody uses it across Manitoba.
Yep.
So just a suggestion, and if someone remembers from our group, then names come up. May 7th, financial plan hearing. May 8th, I also attended Selkirk Biz State of the Region address. And I'm gonna agree with Councillor Vazerovich that if the RMs didn't show up, it would have been a pretty empty room, but it is their first one since after COVID. And also to let you know that East St. Paul is also
Yes.
part of, so there's all five municipalities in it. And May 8th, I had Red River North Tourism, but the ladies were here today as delegation, and they reported a lot on the information that we discussed at the meeting, so. And that's everything.
Okay, thank you for that. Go ahead, Councillor Boulanger.
Just the financial plan hearing on May 7th, that's all for me.
You enjoyed your holiday, I'm sure.
Going back in history, it was wonderful, yes.
Good for you, good for you. Okay, I have a few here. April 24th, I had a WMR meeting, and we're still going through the final changes, and for Plan 2050 version, it's gonna be 2.5, and I think by the time it gets to the minister, it'll be version 3, so. April 28th, East Beaches Development Corporation was having their AGM, but there was a little bit of confusion on the start time, and I'll talk about that a little bit later, so I really don't have any information to report. I was given a package and I handed it over to Deepak because they had their financial information and a few other things in there, and I just gave it to the administration to hang on to and see if there was anything there that we needed to be concerned with or be aware of. April 30th, we had an INRA meeting. We have not had an INRA meeting for quite some time, and I've put that we haven't had anything since late 2022. There have been changes in elected officials and some changes with the provincial mandate of what that department does. So the gentleman that was there provided some information, and the meeting was very positive. There weren't a whole lot of people there, but those that were there, we all felt that we want to continue on, and we need to move forward and get the INRA back up and running, because they did have some good, I guess, info sessions and good things that they have done. So now we're going to be looking for a speaker or a workshop, and we're going to have a meeting in June. And because of the timing and because we haven't done anything for quite some time, we're going to be probably having AGM, but not until the fall. So, but I mean, there was probably 6 municipalities there, 7, and everybody wants to keep going with it. So because they have money, we can bring in speakers, we can have workshops. This was just for elected officials, but I think the next one will be if we have a rec director or whatever, they can come along with the elected officials. So it was good. I too was at ARM. May the 7th, there was a Zoom meeting to do with the bridge over the Broken Head River on the Broken Head First Nation. There will be a couple more meetings, and this meeting was just to start the discussion, and again, I'll speak a little bit more in camera about this. But the next meeting, it would be great if there could be a few more council members there, and there will be some public consultation once they get the ball rolling on this, and they're looking for a 2026 completion date. I think it's going to start next year and finish in 2026. Did I send that presentation to you, Deepak? Okay, I'll have to find it and I'll forward it for council's review. So, and then State of the Region, of course, we were all there. May 9th, I had another WMR meeting, and we put the final touches kind of on the version that's gonna be going forward for first reading. And I believe that we're going to be having first reading on the 30th or 31st of May, and that will just be a Zoom meeting. And then May 10th, we had a JQ Executive Committee meeting, and we're trying to put some things in place so that the funds can flow better from JQ to all the other entities that we now have with JQ, so. And that's all I have. Deepa.
So, I had a meeting with RCMP on the 24th, and then we had a meeting with them today as we prepared for that. I also met with representatives of the province on the Bill 37 statutory review that occurred on the 25th, and met with Red River Planning related to some planning issues on the 26th, and also had some meetings, a meeting with Province of Manitoba regarding development agreements related with Winnipeg and the Planning Act, and impacting all municipalities as well. That's part of Bill 37. Manitoba Water Services Board had a meeting with St. Andrews, which I'll be providing an update to council on, as well as had a meeting on the 6th with the developer, and then we had the financial plan hearing on the 7th, and then we had the State of the Region on the 8th, and I met with the Grand Marais Recreation Association on the 9th, and I can give you an update on that. And the meeting today. Okay. So based on that, Mr. Chair, that you're sitting on, I can take us into in-camera.
Sounds good to me.
Resolved, council recess the regular meeting and go into in-camera to discuss legal and personnel issues, and further be it resolved that all matters discussed are to remain confidential as per section 831B of the Municipal Act.
Moved by Ron, second by Samuel. All in favor? Opposed?
Well, moved it, Sandra seconded it. Okay, we're in camera.
Okay, I'm not.
Now, we got a lot.
Patrick.
Pardon?
Just hang on. Let me shut the camera.
Yep.
Okay, I just gotta run and shut the front door too, like lock it.
This one here?
I gotta actually lock the door because we had to keep it open while we were in session. But now that we're in camera,